What up, y'all? This is your boy J7 holding it down for ONZMTL. And right now we got Naya Ali in the building. What's up, Naya?
What's up? How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So tell us, how your summer 2019 has been going so far?
Oh, the summer?
Yeah, how's it been going?
Man, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. It's been going, literally.
Any highlights?
I mean, like all the festivals that I've been at, Festival d'été de Québec, Oshéaga.
Dope.
You know, all these festivals throughout, going around in the province it's been a lot of growth, and it's just been an amazing experience.
Really dope.
Yeah.
We see you making a lot of noise these days, and you actually just dropped a new video for Get It Right. Really fire video, great production. I was reading about it, people comparing it to saying it's like a clash between Stanley Kubrick and Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Tell us more about it.
I mean, that's exactly what I was going for. For me, visuals is as important as the actual music, as a sound. So I'd like to innovate and push forward hand in hand with the visuals as well as the music. And I love Stanley Kubrick and a lot of Kanye influence with that. And Jordan Peele as well. Like in the most recent years, you know, he's creating a new genre of like satire mixed with like comedy and horror. You know what I mean? He created a new lane, and I love that. And there's certain scenes and just the way it was shot it's kind of reminiscent of Get Out.
Yeah, exactly. Like getting out of the sunken place.
Yeah,
like pretty much that's how they were quoting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you were going for. That's really came out really dope. Really
Thank
great
you.
production. On that single, actually, we noticed that you kind of like shifted a little bit your sound. Not really shifted, but you went like more melodic.
Yeah.
You know, could we expect more of that in the upcoming project coming up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the EP, it was like the first layer of the onion that I you know revealed. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of layers to this onion right here. So definitely some new sounds.
Okay, and what's the name of the project?
I'm not gonna tell right now.
It's not
right
released.
now.
It's not released. The name is not out.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Soon time.
Okay.
But it'll be released in early next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
For that single, you hooked up with Banks and Ranks.
Right.
How was it working with them? Seeing that they're working with a lot of people, a lot of big
Right.
names. How did you end up connecting with them and coming out with that song?
Well, it was crazy. It was we made that record like a year and a half ago.
Really?
A year and a half ago, yeah.
It doesn't sound like it.
Right, yeah. We made the record a year and a half ago, and it was the first time that I was meeting them, the first session.
Wow.
And then we just came up with this, and it was just like, wow, there's something special to this.
Did you work on other music with them? Like, should we expect any other collabs, or for now that's what it is?
For now, that's what it is, but definitely, you know, obviously some.
Really dope.
Definitely open to that.
It came out really dope, man.
Thank
Shouts
you.
to Banks and Ranks.
Thank you.
So we saw you perform at Oshéaga. Congratulations on
Thank you.
that. Really dope. First female artist from the city, I think, to hit that stage.
Yeah.
You did a remix
I did.
of the song featuring two known French artists from Quebec,
Yeah.
Souldia and MB.
Yeah.
How did that collaboration come about?
Well, to speak on that, we have to look at like the current, you know, musical climate we're in right now in Quebec and in Montreal. Like the French scene has been doing very great, and it's something that's really pushing forward and taking a new life. And being on the English side, I wanted to come and bridge the gap. You know what I mean? And connect with that, because we are from Quebec, we are from Montreal,
For sure,
right? We have to
work.
We have to work together in this light. So it's not a French thing and an English thing separately. We can do this together and connect in certain times and create great music together, and
No doubt.
ride that wave at the same time.
No doubt. And was there any particular reason why you chose those two guys in particular, or?
Definitely, absolutely. Well, I'm a fan of Souldia. Like I honestly I just discovered him like a year ago.
Okay.
Through my friend Lou Bélanger, who's at Saint Laurent TV.
Okay.
He always spoke about him. He's like, Souldia. She's like, okay, who's this guy? I don't know.
He's got diehard fans.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know who's this guy. I'm not sure about French, you know, rap. Like, I don't know. Then I checked him out. I felt that he was honest in his music, and I connected with him. And I was like, wow. And then when I met him, we just clicked right away, and it's hard to explain, but just the energy was just right. And he's such a good guy, great energy.
Dope.
So I'm like, I definitely have to you know.
So it was a natural.
Yeah, and also he's doing big things in province, right? For me,
For sure. It's a good look.
It's a good look. It's a good look. You know what I mean? And he's about that culture.
No
he's
doubt.
not necessarily getting radio plays, but I'm about the culture. You know what I mean? So same thing for MB. Yeah, they're making a lot of big noise in the streets. So that's something that's very important to me as well.
I respect it. I respect it. Do you feel like now that we see like a kind of a renaissance for the French artists from Quebec really making a lot of noise, getting the recognition, do you feel like it's harder for English artists out of Quebec, especially like in the rap game?
I mean, there is a lot more. It's a lot more receptive to French, of course. A few more resources for French, but at the same time, challenges are challenges, right? I don't see it as you know, oh man, this is hard, or it is what it is, and we'll find a solution and we'll work our way through it, and it's just gonna be that much more special when we do.
No doubt. I respect that. I respect that. That's the output you gotta have, outlook you gotta have. Did you grow up listening to any French artists from the city or from Quebec, or were you more into the English side?
It's funny, I grew up in country music, like I said it a few times.
Okay.
I did like on Motown country music, and I listened to like, the only French thing I listened to was like Dumatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Domatic.
Yeah,
you know, they broke
yeah.
barriers back in the days.
Yeah, they did.
So speaking of country music, you
Yeah.
grew up on country. Like, should we expect like a Old Town Road kind of joint from Naya Ali, or are we sticking to
know.
the script? What are we doing?
I don't know, but you know, I'm always you know, down for innovation. I was down to push boundaries and elevate, but I don't know. Right now, I'm not sure about that.
I mean, I had to throw it out there.
Yeah.
So with the first EP you dropped,
Yeah.
did it give you? Did it make the impact that you wanted it to make? Did you get what you wanted to get out of it since
Yeah.
the release?
Yeah, I did. I did, absolutely.
What were you expecting? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't really have expectations.
okay, you
I
just threw it out there to see what would happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I see you've been making a lot of noise. Your name's been ringing in the streets everywhere. You've been doing this on your own? Are you like a one-woman army? Are you well surrounded? Like, how does the team work around you?
I mean, team is everything to me. Like, this is a team effort, you know. Like, it started off from my manager and I, Patrice Laflamme. That's how we started things, you know what I mean? It was just me and him, and we made a lot of moves together and the right strategies, and it's just been amazing. And then we linked up with Coyote Records.
Well, that's what I was coming to. I mean, tell us how you decided to become an MC and do this professionally. Being that you were born in Ethiopia,
Right.
I heard you represent NDG, and
Right.
now being signed to Coyote Records. So how do we go from A to Z, actually?
From Ethiopia to this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, man, how do we even start? It's a long story, but I guess in some, you know, I was born in Ethiopia. My mom came here for political reasons and grew up in NDG, most of my life, right? And I did everything. I did everything that was expected of me on paper. You know, I went to school. I went to Concordia, then I went to McGill. Like I studied PR, communications, all that.
Wow.
But I always knew there was a different way at life.
Okay.
You
weren't feeling fulfilled like with
I
the
wasn't
school?
feeling fulfilled. Yeah, but when I did my second degree, that's when I started like connecting with more open minds and like more older people, because it was like a graduate diploma. So I got to see different perspectives, and entrepreneurial spirit kind of like came in there, like when I was there. So I started some businesses, but then they didn't work out. But I always knew there was something that I can do to live my life differently.
So you did 2 degrees.
Yeah.
And you 2 university degrees
Yeah.
before deciding to say, okay, I'm gonna go with this rap thing. And
Yeah, I mean, right after my degrees, though, when my business failed, like I went to work. I worked at a 9 to 5 up until recently, up until like last year. I quit last year.
And like, were you in university classes writing verses and writing notes at the same time, or were you
Not
really
even.
strictly focused on schoolwork?
Not even, strictly focused on schoolwork. Yeah.
Wow.
I went back to music like when my business failed, and I was just like, it was a form of therapy for me.
Okay, but
You
it was
know?
something that you were doing before that you
Yeah,
had to kind of put to the side.
I mean, it was something that I always did all my life, but I never took it seriously. I never thought like I can make a life out of it, or I didn't know myself enough to create honestly. So I never took it seriously.
And what really was like the deciding factor to be like, all right, I'm going ahead with this?
Man, it was just it didn't make sense to me. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, we always hear that life is what we make of it, and we can change our lives, or Oh, we don't hear that a lot actually, but I hear it a lot because I research. That's what I want. That's what I listen to.
Okay.
Right. And I told myself, like, why can these people do it and I can't do it? It's impossible. They're no different from me. So I realized that I put a lot of energy and resources into other people's ideas. Because if I do something, I do it like 110%. And I told myself, if I took that same energy and I applied it to myself, where the hell will that take me? So
right here at ONZMTL.
Exactly.
It's going down. But it's really
Exactly.
cool. Like, it must be a great feeling to say, I'm going to stop this safe, if I can say so, career. And then like a year, 2 years later, you're already like on the big billboards in Toronto and, you know, hitting the big festival stages. Big props for that. It's impressive.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
And how did you link up with Coyote?
Oh man, you know what's crazy? Like, this whole journey has been like it's like the pieces to the puzzle just fell by themselves, and I didn't even know those pieces existed. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was kind of like the universe just putting everything.
Some things are just meant to be, I guess.
Yeah.
Really interesting. And how
we didn't go out looking for Coyote. Like, it was literally like my manager had a meeting with them for another artist, like, you know, and he just slipped the word about me, and then, you know, Raf Perez, he instantly, like, he was just head over heels over the demos over me, and it was just.
And how long you been signed officially?
I signed last year in was it September?
Oh,
September,
so
October?
everything's been going as scheduled, as planned so far?
As we can see.
Really dope.
Yes.
Really dope. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
So, doing research, you know, besides the country thing, I know that Tupac was a big influence on you.
Yeah.
And recently with Nipsey's passing, a lot of people have been comparing him to Tupac.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, how did Nipsey's passing affect you, if it did, and if you see any similarities between him and Pac?
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, for me, Nip is a seed that Tupac planted.
The seed, the spark that would change the world, as he said, right?
Exactly. And I know there are a few of those in the world, right? And there are a few of those among us. I'd like to think that seed is in me as well, because it's always going to be beyond music. It's always going to be about making an impact and changing lives, and more than inspiring, but creating opportunities with inspiration. It's one thing to inspire, but to create opportunities, that's when you have real change.
Dope.
So
yeah, I mean, it's a big loss for the hip hop community and world. I mean, I had to mention it. Do you have any favorite Nipsey songs?
Man, I mean, the last album was
Victory
I can't even
Lap
name
is
it. Like,
classic.
it's just almost all of them, but it was Grinding on My Life.
Grinding on My Life.
Because the story behind that, actually.
Yep.
The story behind it, Grinding on My Life, was that it was my manager who told me about it. But I think he made that record, like, that record is old. That record is a few years.
Yeah, definitely.
It was.
Definitely.
I think it was one of the first records, Murder Beats, made in, like, LA when he.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So this record is old, and it's just like, to see that was literally a marathon. Like, that track and the whole story is just.
Yeah.
And
it's
that
crazy.
Inspires me.
Going back to listen to his album after the events, it's like you realize how much of a big plan he had. You know what I mean? And it was cut short, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, which one would it be and why?
Oh, man. You said dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Hey. Okay, let's start
if you want to do a live, go ahead. Just, whichever one you want. I'm just curious. We're trying to pick your brain.
Right. J. Cole, definitely. Jay-Z. Kanye. The Weeknd.
I mean, that's a pretty good starting three.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid starting three.
I'm sure there are more. I just can't think at the top of my head right now.
Is it the Ethiopian connection that makes
That's
you
my
really...
Ethiopian brother.
There you go.
No, I'm kidding.
Shouts to the Weeknd, the whole EXO team doing big things for Canada.
Yeah.
So in 2019, it's like a lot of people call it like microwave music, where a lot of music is put out at a rapid pace. A lot of artists come and go, actually.
Right.
Which kind of makes the listener's attention span shorter.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get their attention. So like, what do you do? Because I mean, when I listen to your music, I can tell you put emphasis on the flows, on the verses, on the lyrics.
Right.
So you know, it could go over a lot of people's heads. So what do you do to kind of make sure people give it a good listen? Because I mean, sometimes it takes a couple listens to really get the Naya Ali flavor. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Honestly, it's just making great music and going for quality over quantity, and doing things right as opposed to just doing a bunch of things.
No doubt. So you're more on, you don't really think of the, I mean, obviously there's some planning of when you release music, but it's more put out what you feel and what happens kind of thing? No,
I mean, there's definitely strategy. Like I come from a marketing background too. That's why everything with me has to be on point too.
Okay.
You know, for definitely strategies. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, I lost my train of thought. I
mean, it's just the way you're gonna keep people's attention.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. At the end of the day, I have my ear to the ground. You know what I mean? I think it's very important to have your ear to the ground. Not to say that you have to ride the waves. You know, I like to think that you should create waves, but you also have.
It's about riding that line, right?
Riding that line and creating your own waves too. You can make your sound pop. Instead of making pop music, make your sound pop.
That's a bar right there.
Yeah. I mean, dope. I got that from someone said that.
Somebody said that?
Yeah.
Whoever said it is on point.
I think it was a weekend. It was a weekend, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Ethiopian connection once again.
Yeah.
So I know you probably don't like this term, but female rap is like at an all-time high right now, right? Like,
fuck you call me? No,
but like, you know, like there's never been as much hype as there is right now on female rappers, you know? Mm-hmm. Do you think we're getting closer? Because I mean, I feel like when you ask people their top 5, it's rare that they're going to mention a female MC.
Right.
And do you think we're kind of getting to that point? And do you have any favorite female MCs that you grew up on or you look up to?
I mean, what I grew up on is Lauryn Hill and Missy Elliott, Eve.
Dope.
But as far as female top female MC, like when you name rappers,
like when people give their top 5, you know, you don't hear them mention the female MCs, but
it's true.
We're getting to a point where like they're kind of.
I mean, the more, you know what I mean, like the more there are, the chances are higher, right? That's it.
So you think we're getting to the point where we're getting there?
Yeah, but you know, I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't even look at that. I don't even see it as, oh damn, I need a woman on the top 5. I don't. Like I really don't care at this point. Why isn't there a woman there? There's definitely a reason for that. You know what I mean? There's definitely a reason for that. It could be voluntary or involuntary, but I just haven't felt that.
Yeah, but for example, Lauryn Hill, although she didn't drop enough music.
That's what I'm saying. If Lauryn had continued and dropped more music, especially rap, of course she would be in the top 10. Of course. But you cannot drop one out in the one.
But hold on. Yeah. But you hear a lot of people mention Andre 3000 in their top.
But I don't.
And
I do not. Because of that exact same reason.
But you know what I'm saying. A lot of people mention Andre. Yeah. And he didn't really ever drop a full body of work. I mean, Speaker Box, Love Below.
But he's still. I mean, with Outkast, you know what I mean? He's still.
Yeah.
More than Lauryn. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just curious to see what your perspective was on that.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So moving along, like in 2019, I'm seeing a lot of artists, like with the technology and everything we have, they can go from literally making a song in their basement to hitting a festival stage. And as dope as that is, a lot of times I see artists and I feel like the live performance isn't as on point as it should be. Right. You know, especially if you compare to back in the days or stuff like that, where like people did a lot of groundwork back in the days, whereas today somebody can go really from 0 to 100 very quickly. So how do you? I mean, I've seen you perform. I didn't feel that way when I watched you perform. So
thank you.
How is it that, like, you know, a year and a half, 2 years that you've been out, I see you doing your thing on big stages and you seem like you're comfortable, like you're right at home. Like what do you attribute that to?
Well, like I said, like when I do something, I do it 100%. So I'm kind of crazy with that shit. So from the music to the visuals to the live performance, everything is linked for me. So I have to be on point on on all aspects.
So for all the artists that's like, oh, I don't rehearse, I just get on stage, I do my thing. Like that's not really the Naya Ali way, or like do you actually rehearse, or do you just go and it just comes out naturally?
I rehearse now. I rehearse now, especially that I'm going on bigger and bigger stages.
Absolutely.
I have to rehearse.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like even you see big name artists sometimes, and I'm like, damn, you know. So okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, it's good for the young artists coming up to know that, you know, got to do that groundwork. It makes a difference.
Yeah. Also, it's at the end of the day, we're entertainers as well, right? So it's about showmanship. It's about
100%.
putting on a show.
100%.
Right, and that's something that's very important.
Yeah, I feel like we were missing a little bit of that in the game in 2019. Hopefully it comes back with Naya Ali, of course. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, doing music, you know, especially like I said, with online and everything, you can reach the masses, you can reach the world. Is there any countries in particular that you would love to travel to with your music?
Oh, it's all over the world, honestly. I honestly can't wait to go back to Africa. Like just this, you know, just the way.
Must be a hell of a feeling if you get there and like through your music, especially.
Exactly. That's something that I look forward to in the future for sure.
Dope. Is there any cool places that your music is taking you so far that you're like, wow, I never thought I'd be here?
I mean, right now I toured Quebec, right?
Dope.
And I've been in places where I never thought I'd be in Quebec.
Shout out to the whole province.
Shout out to les régions, man.
How would you like Naya Ali to be remembered?
Oh wow, to be remembered. I like to be remembered as someone that made an impact, that changed lives, and that created opportunity to change your life.
So more than success or more than any kind of material, you'd like to, I guess, a long-lasting impression, kind of what we're talking about with Nipsey and all those legends.
100%.
No doubt.
That's what I aim for.
No doubt. So when is the upcoming project coming up? Is it, do we have a date? Is it
early 2020?
Early 2020?
Yeah.
We don't have the title yet?
Nah.
Do you want to give any shout outs or anything before we get out of here?
I mean, shout outs to everyone
where
watching,
they can find you.
You know what I mean? Instagram, Naya Ali. Oh, other camera, my bad. Instagram, Naya Ali's the original. Facebook, Naya Ali official. That's it.
No doubt. Much love for being here. J7 signing off. 11MTL. Naya Ali.